Music to me is probably like the biggest form of expression that I have. I'm not always very good with words, and I feel like music can convey emotions that words simply don't have the power to do. Music has gotten me through almost every bad situation I've ever faced in my life, from, breakups to losing family to, not doing well in school. Like, there's always been something to carry me through. I have never written music to get through a situation except for like maybe once or twice, but I have sometimes been able to sit down at the piano and play out my emotions, and it's gotten me through the day. I got into music when I was about 5 years old, watching my cousin play on his keyboard, a little Yamaha keyboard, and I loved all the different sounds it could make. I loved that it had different songs on it that you could play along to, and I basically begged my parents to get me one for Christmas, and they did. And I started to play along to some of the songs on it and went from there. Piano's still my main instrument, but I also do guitar, bass, and drums. And I would say probably drums are like a close second, and guitar and bass are more of like just interests. I would say my biggest musical inspirations are the band Dream Theater. Every member of the band has extreme technical skill, great musicianship. Every song they've ever put out has been interesting to me, and that's something I've never found with any other band. I'm also very big on the Beatles and the Beach Boys, just because they were probably the first artists in rock to create albums that didn't have any filler. Every song actually had a place, and that's inspired how I write music too. To me, even without lyrics, music can just convey so much, and so I actually have a system in my head where a certain key or a certain chord will mean something by itself symbolically, like one certain major chord might represent someone that I know, or an emotion, or a time in my life. And so when I listen to my music, even without lyrics, it's already telling a story that I don't think that words could on their own. I wrote my album over the course of 5 years of my life, from high school to a couple years after I graduated. And I used it to tell the story of a couple close friends of mine who were all in pretty bad relationships, and the people they were dating were all my friends too. And so I kind of had this mutual feeling of all of them kind of needing to move on and find something better so that they could reach a better place in their lives. And so my music was supposed to convey symbolically, like, all of them finding that, all of them going free. And so it's a story about my friends and people that I love. It means a great deal to me. Without music, I probably would feel very trapped in my own body. Like, I wouldn't have a way to get out some of how I feel, because, I probably would try to get it out with words. I might type stuff up, but I'd always feel like I'm not getting out enough. And music is the only outlet I've ever found that helps me to feel like I've really expressed myself fully.